What's going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some Idle Heroes. I want to thank you guys so much for coming hang out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button to show your support, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, we're here today on the seasonal server. I know we were here a couple of days ago to do Queen. Today, we're not here to do Queen. That's not the idea. We do have our daily stuff to spin, so we'll go ahead and drop our 10 bomb here. See if we can pull something cool out. And then we've got our 5 profit orbs, which we can also use to see if we can pull something cool out. For right now, Z's, I mean, we got 3 5-stars, don't get me wrong. But we don't need any of them. None of them are actually, like, necessary units right now. But that's okay. Not a big dealio. Profit orbs, what are you looking for here? I do have enough to 10-star Heart Watcher, but we're not going to do that today. That'll be a different day. For reasons that I said. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, I also got these. I was debating orbing Light and Dark and trying to make sure I can get an E3 Bell Rain this season. I don't know if that's the best idea. I feel like look at all those Vesas. Look at all those stupid Vesas. It's just retarded. I don't want to build Vesa. The game just throws them at me like, here's your Vesas. Thanks a lot, game. I've also got 5 Valkyries, so I might end up building her as well. I don't know. My scatter place brain is everywhere right now. But I'm thinking with our orbs, it's between Light and Dark and Forest. I'd like to get an E3 Heart Watcher, since I've never made the analysis on E3 Heart Watcher yet, which is a little sad. But I need to do that. But also, I do really want to get an E3 Bell Rain, just so I can see what an E3 Bell Rain does. We're doing Forest. I can't justify Light and Dark yet. It's too sketch. Too sketch mode. Maybe later on, we'll jump into that. For right now, hopefully we'll snag a Heart Watcher or something. If we don't, then we don't. And it's not a huge deal. So we didn't. It did not happen. But it's okay. We'll replace a couple branches here. Eeny, meeny, miny, Zekkies. You're up, bud. You're up. Give me something good. Give me a Thale. Love the Thales. Thale's God. Let's throw Thale back in here. And replace the Thale. Okay, didn't work. Right. I was hoping for some great things. It didn't happen. But that's no big deal. The entire point of the day, what happened was, I was fusing up some foods. Because that's what I do. I fuse up food sometimes. And I was fusing up foods, and it's like, Raph, I've got enough to make a double 10-star fusion video. I could do 10-star Bell Ray and 10-star Heart Watcher. Hot! But then I said, Raph, if we just fused up a couple more 9s, we could E3 Lutz. And I said, hey, that's a good idea, self. So guess what we're doing today? We're E3 and Lutz. That is exactly what's going to happen. So first up, we need to take Lutz up. For right now, he's a 10. Let's take this guy to a hot 9. I mean, that would be backwards. Let's go 11. Let's go 11 with this dude. That sounds like a better idea. So we'll drop this one in. Lagabam. There's Lutz to 11. Beautimus. And now we go take Lutz to 12. So we're going to go like Lutz. And we're going to go like, hey, Lutz. And we're going to put Chips 12. Just like bam. So there we go. 12-star Lutz. His now a thing. But that's not all, peeps. That is not all. We need to make another 10-star food. Crazily enough, as you can see, there is 2 9-star Edgas. And the crazy thing is I still have 2 Edgas left over. And I used some Edgas as food in the middle of that. I had so many Edgas, it was retarded. It was just absolutely stupid. But the good news is, we're going to take this little 107 Edga here, and we're going to make him a 10-star Edga, because that's what we do. And we're going to use an Edga as food. Yay! So, makes sense. You don't see that every day. We're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and make this 10-star Edga a thing. Bam, he gets so huge. It's one thing I like about Edga. Like, he's like, I'm kind of a small little rhino man. 10-star, bam, huge, whole screen. In your face, Edga. I kind of like him. But anyways, whatever. We got a 10-star Edga now. What we're going to do is reload the server because we've lost all of our promotion stones. We're going to get those back and then make Lutz E3. Works every time. Works every time, hopefully, most times. How do we got? 36,000. We're absolutely good to go. Lutz, what's up? Are you ready for this? I'm ready for this. Let's go. Let's go all the way to E3. You are now an E3 Lutz. You're looking beautimous. We're good friends. Let's see if we can get you to max level. We can. Spoiler alert, it's going to definitely happen. We're going to get him to 290, 100% for sure. And, bam. There he is. E3 Lutz. No enables yet, but naked enabled Lutz. What we're going to do is we're going to start out with the good old-fashioned, basic vanilla Lutz. Because you know what? Uh-oh. Load in game. Don't give me that crapo. How you doing? Okay, you got me now. We're all good. So about 1.8 million HP, 90,000 attack. Obviously not rocking the best gear here yet. Still the 5-star. Would love to have the 6-star gear to test him out with, which I will by the end of the season. Running right now the staff, the Punisher staff, whatever. That's what I always call it. Punisher Immortal. Weird. Punisher staff works for me. But I'm kind of going crit with him because I kind of like crit. 130% crit damage, 50% crit chance, not bad. We'll run a couple of battles like this against Marauders, swap over to a class-based artifact, see his damage there, and then maybe swap in some private server enables and see what we can get our Lutz up to. That's the game plan. So first up, not the tavern. Eeny, meeny, miny, not the tavern. Let's go ahead and claim all that stuff. And what do you got for me? You've got a mage. What do you got for me? You've got an assassin. We're good friends, you and my assassin. So let's move you like that. It works. It works. I just want to see what Lutz can do when he's not getting stunned, obviously. Open up with 485,000. Not bad. Not bad, Lutz. Get in there. Your active skill didn't do nearly as much as I'd like it to, but that's okay. Lutz obviously will do more damage versus mages. That's just, if you guys don't know that, he has an extra bleed attack that hits mages that does not hit other units. So if you fight mages with Lutz, you'll get more damage. I just kind of want to get a baseline to see what he's like with the Punisher Staff on, then swap a class-based artifact in and see if he gets a big damage buff, because that's just what I do. And then if he does get a good damage buff, we'll swap those private server enables in for like extra crit, spell control, stuff like that to get him even hitting harder, and that's going to be the idea. We're going to try to get our Lutz to hit as hard as a Lutz can possibly hit for what we have. Obviously, no assassin gear means less damage. That's going to hurt a little bit. Not a max stone, but it's C4. It's within reason. It's close enough. Not huge damage coming out of the Lutz monster, right? Meow. But again, this is Lutz with no class-specific artifact. Generally speaking, the class artifacts will give you much more damage. We'll see if that holds true. May not, but it probably will. We'll see. We'll see about that. Last couple rounds coming up here. 3.9 million drop from the Lutz. Not huge, but again, this is vanilla Lutz. You are watching an E3 Lutz like he would function on vanilla servers right now. Since Official hasn't touched Lutz yet, hasn't changed him. Private server hasn't touched him and changed him yet, so he's still there. 70 million damage. Obviously not great damage. The team's not putting out super hot damage yet. Lutz about 21 mil. Queen putting 27 out, so neither of them going nuts. Queen obviously not as strong as Official Queens because they got a buff recently that didn't carry over to Private, so she's a little weaker over here. We're going to go ahead and do that same battle again and next it, just so I can get a ballpark figure of where he's hitting. 69 million, so very close in the damage area. Lutz did hit a little bit more, it seems like. 29, I think it was 27 first, right? Wasn't it? Could have been. Brain, I don't know. It was a thing. Around 30 million damage Lutz. We'll give it that. So we're going to go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and swap his artifact out for damage versus assassin. Boop. Also give him some HPs. Over 2 million HPs now. Looking hot, Lutz. Looking real hot. Looking super hot. And let's try to battle you out like this and see if our Lutz carries even more damage now. Do we want to watch this one? No, we're going to next it. I have a plan. We'll next it. 64 million. So Lutz actually lost a little bit of damage on that run. Only 25 mil instead of 29. Run it one more time. Do the same thing. Kind of take a check and see. Like, bam. 81 million. So there's quite a bit of a swing there. But that swing wasn't really to Lutz. Lutz kind of stayed about the same. Dropping within the ballpark of 25 to 30 million damage. Didn't really change swapping out the crit staff versus the class-based artifact, which is weird, because most units benefit more from the class-based than they do from the Punisher staff. But maybe not Lutz. Maybe not Lutz. That's okay. We'll see. Let's go ahead, though, and let's swap up Lutz's enables to make him more of a freak beast. We'll give him extra crit and crit damage. I totally clicked that button. Okay, there we go. You don't need resilience if you're not getting hit, obviously. So we're going to go spell control to boost that skill damage every time he uses a basic attack. Won't hurt us. Come on, game, load up. And we'll leave mightiness for the flat attack boost. It's not a bad thing to run on him. And we'll leave the artifact the way it is. And is that going to die on us? No, looks like he has plenty HP. Good job. Good job, Walter. You just hold up until I beat you all the way to death. Sounds like a great idea. So we're going to get our Lutz up to hopefully dropping pretty decent damage with the class-based artifact. This is class-based. And then we'll swap over and see if the crit staff works better even with private server enables or if they're still hanging about the same, which I'm not going to lie, I was pretty surprised. I assumed Lutz was going to get a bit of a damage bump from the class-based artifact, but he didn't. He actually stayed pretty much exactly the same, but that was a vanilla Lutz. Once you change the enables out to boost skill damage and things like that, you might see a bigger power swing coming from the class-based versus the extra crit damage, or you might see it the other way around. You might see the crit damage pull ahead, or you might see it stay the exact same, and they won't change at all. We'll see. So he's dropping okay damage. A little over 4 million there with a basic. I'm okay with that. 10 million on the active. That's what I'm talking about. That's spell control kicking in, peeps. That's why I like to run it so much on my units when I fight bosses. Spell control gets nasty. By the time you make it that last round, if you, like I said, if he crits, he hits really hard. You can get those big numbers popping out. For right now, though, that was a defeat at 70 million. Not a lot of damage, but he did gain a little bit of damage himself, up to 34 million. If you guys are curious right now, my queen is running stock vanilla enables. She's not doing spell damage, none of that stuff. She's on vanilla. That's why her number's a little low right now. Like I said, whatever. Not a big deal. Let's drop in about 35-ish million damage. Let's go ahead and next it, do the same battle again, and see what happens. Like boop. Defeat. 107 million. So I'm assuming Lutz took off that time. Probably have more crits on the end. I would assume that's generally how it works. If you get more crits toward the end of your battle, your damage can spike exponentially because that spell damage is kicking in. With the heavy crit, you do a lot of damage. So between 35 and 55 million damage. I don't know if he has an upper limit higher than that, but that's not a bad starting point. Let's go ahead and see if we can't swap in ye old crit staff, like boop. Also, she's running this stone artifact, so it doesn't do much damage for her. Whatever, not important. It's not her day to shine, it is Lut's day to shine. Are you still alive? You're absolutely still alive. This Walter's a champ. I like this Walter. He's good. He's good for business. He just stays around and just lets you punch all over his face, and he likes it, and I like it, so we're good friends. But that's the idea. We're going to see if we can't get our Lutz to do more damage with the crit staff, or if it's going to be about the same, or if it'll be less. We'll see. We'll see what he's up against. I'm still not super crazy impressed with Lutz. Yes, he does strip armor, and dropping 50 million damage isn't terrible for a utility hero, but when you throw him up against his biggest competition in PvE, which would be Sigmund, he obviously does not compare to Sigmund. Sigmund both strips armor, but he also puts out well over 100 million damage. So if you're looking for a PvE hero, I'm just doing Lutz for funsies. Always go Sigmund for your armor strip. It's the best way to go. It gives you good damage, good survivability. It's the thing. So whatever. With Lutz, though, still dropping in Lutz area town, seeing what he's all about. 4 million to basic still. I kind of want to see him crit on an active skill here near the end with the Punisher staff and see if it does more damage. He wouldn't crit either. I hate you, Lutz. We're not friends. We're friends. I take it back. We're good friends. We'll see what he did here, though. 86 million damage. Lutz only dropping 40. However, we did get a big swing last time. We went 35 to 55. This is sitting right in the middle at 40 to 45. We'll see if we run one more. Can we run one more without you dying on us? We've been slapping the crap out of you for a while. I don't want you to die, bud. I do, but just not yet. 94 million. Lutz sitting around 40. So it would seem that the class-based artifact is definitely edging out the crit staff with the private server enables equipped. Without them on, it was a pretty close balance, about 25 to 30 million damage. When you throw those private server enables in, he went anywhere from 35 to 55, with the crit staffs hanging around 40 million. So I would say probably better class-based. It seems that way for Lutz. The tiny amount of damage difference you would see with the stock enables, you're better off throwing your crit on somebody else, I would say, like maybe Heartwatcher or something, I don't know. He doesn't do crazy great with the extra crit damage, but it wasn't terrible. It was a decent run for Lutz. I'm alright with it. I didn't expect much out of Lutz. The main thing Lutz is used for, if you guys don't know, if you're kind of newer, you're just watching it, Lutz is not generally a hero you ever take to E3 on official servers, unless you're just looking for an armor stripper that's very easy to build. Lutz is easy to build to E3. The problem is once you get him to E3, the only way to get rid of them is to replace them, which is actually pretty costly. You got to have 7 copies of a hero you want to replace. It's got to be in the same faction. And then you have to have like 5 of those whatever soul symbol shard thingies to swap them out. I would say if you were using Lutz on official server for your armor stripper because you don't have Sigmund yet, take him to 10. You can definitely have a 10-star Lutz, no problem. You can feed 10 stars out later down the road. It's not a big deal. I would leave a Lutz at 10 if you're using him for armor strip and never take him beyond that, personally. I just did it this season for fun. That's why I'm doing it. But his other big use that you see him used for is countering mages, because he has a 100% chance to stun mages if he hits them. So things like Flame Strike and Aiden and crap like that. This is mainly what you see Lutz in for, is to counter those. He keeps them stun locked. They can't really do a lot of damage. And he has an extra bleed to them as well, so he gets extra damage on mages, which is nice. I guess what we could do, I bet you money I don't have a mage damage artifact. That would be just way too handy. What do you? Ranger. You butt crack? Why you Ranger? I have like no artifacts. I have like no artifacts at all. How are we looking over here? Priest, Assassin, Warrior. Yeah, no Mage. Unless one of these are Mage, but that's kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. And even those aren't Mage. Thanks a lot, game. Just screw me over everywhere. It's fine. We can run. Do we have a Mage in here? We do up here, I think. We'll run a battle with Lutz versus the Mage boss. Just to see. Just to see if he does get a little bit of damage boost instead of hitting Walter, who's an assassin. I don't know. We might all die here. We might not. 65 million, so that was pretty disgusting. I'm assuming teammates died very quickly because they had like no damage. They died. They died. They died. It was mainly Lutz and Queen. Problem with that is, obviously, without Heartwatcher stacking damage boosts for me, I don't do as much damage. Whatever. 32 million. Not super fantastic. Let's drop Uno Moss. Unless, oh man, if there had been a Margaret, that'd have been a better test because she wouldn't have killed as much. I don't know. I can't really get an accurate test here because everybody's dying. I'm not going to lie. Still hanging around the same-ish damage, though. Nothing amazing. But that was pretty much all we were going to do today. I just wanted to test him. I was going to do a guild boss fight with him, but I already did him. So, oops. I'm sorry. No guild boss fights. We could do broken spaces maybe or something, but But like I said, peeps, Lutz was built this season for funsies. I don't really recommend you ever build a Lutz to E3, unless you just want to do it, or you like the way he looks. Totally up to you. On official, though, if I were to recommend you guys, I'd say if you're going to use him for armor stripping, because you can't get Sigmund, he's a little rarer, you can take your Lutz to 10 star. Not a big deal. In the meantime, while you wait for Sigmund copies to come in, but never enable him. Just leave him at 10 so he's still available there as food. When you start building other units up and start enabling them, you can feed your Lutz out, and it's not a big deal. All right, so that's me for today, guys, though. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please make sure, smash that thumbs up button and show your support. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well, and tell your friends about it, because that definitely helps me out a lot, and I will see you guys in the next one.